Hello, good evening. Another day of Vlogmas. I almost forgot today's video. And today I wanted to talk about my weight loss journey. Last night I shared a short video documenting my before and after of my weight loss journey. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that today and to share with you what I've been doing to lose weight, or rather to actually lose fat and do a body recomposition. So I gained weight during the pandemic and also during the beginning of 2021 because I was in hospital. I had pneumonia, COVID, and I was exhausted after that. I was so exhausted. It took me a long time to get my strength back. And I also had anemia when I was in hospital, so I had to kind of really focus on getting more iron into my diet, and also I was eating more calories to try and get my strength back. But also because I was not very mobile, I just piled on the weight. It was kind of shocking, especially when I'd been in jogging bottoms for such a long time. And, during the pandemic, I was kind of like, and sickness, I was just focusing on comfort. And then all of a sudden I try and wear my favorite pair of jeans and then they just would not close. It was a very difficult situation to be in. It was just, that's never happened to me before. I've always been able to get into my clothes when I've gained or lost weight. They can maybe fit better or worse or whatever, but to actually things not fitting was kind of shocking. Also, I remember I went shopping one day and I was just choosing clothes of the size that I've been wearing ever since I'm an adult. And all of a sudden they just would not close and would not fit. Like, it was really bad. I mean, I've always had like extra weight on my belly, but it got to the point where my arms would not go through sleeves and my shirts would not close on my tits. And it was just, and then I couldn't even pull trousers up above my thighs. I'd never put weight on like that before. And I found the experience to be quite unpleasant. I felt not as mobile, just not feeling light and flexible, and didn't have such a spring in my step. And I started going to the gym at first when I started feeling a little bit stronger, and I started doing yoga, Pilates, which I'm not saying that they are light by any means, because they do require lots of energy and strength and flexibility. But those were the easiest activities for me to start on to try and get back in shape. And then I did spinning for a while. That was so boring. I found I was looking at the clock all the time. It was non-stop. And I was always the worst in the class. Anything I did, I was the worst in the class. And then within a few months, in July 2021, I started to do more kind of strength, or more kind of, not strength, but resistance. And I went to different classes that had elements of weightlifting in them as well. And I kind of left spinning to one side. And I got back into body pump, which is something I have loved for years and years and years. I started doing body pump when it was Body Pump 100. And if you're unfamiliar with body pump, it's a type of choreographed weightlifting with light weights and lots of repetitions. And I find it to be very motivating and fun. Also, the music is a lot of fun. It's lots of motivating tracks. And it's also quite hypnotic to be in a room where everyone is doing the same movements at the same time to the same rhythm. It's just kind of really cool. And also the lyrics of the songs that they choose for the workouts are also very motivating and uplifting. And that was fine for a while, but I ended up getting so bored of all the classes I was doing because I was doing the same ones over and over. And also I found that I was gaining a lot of strength, but my body wasn't changing as much as I'd expected to, given how much more flexibility and strength and resilience I had and endurance. But I decided in November 2021 to actually go to a vegan nutritionist. And that's really been the game changer for me. There's two things that I've done that have really accelerated my fitness journey. And the first thing is going to a vegan nutritionist and really upping my protein intake and lowering the carb intake. And also started to do strength training earlier this year, just in September actually. That's really kind of, those two things are what I owe my transformation to. So starting off with the vegan diet, I thought I knew a lot about nutrition. I've been following so many experts in vegan nutrition for such a long time. I've read so much about it, but there were so many things I didn't even know, and I really would highly recommend anyone who has any eating requirements that might not be conventional to definitely check in with a nutritionist and to get blood tests. It's so important to get blood work. I don't think people should, follow people on Instagram or whatever and just, for lifestyle tips. I think it's good to have a little tip here and there. But at the end of the day, you really have to go to experts when it comes to your health. And a nutritionist and followed up with, backed up with blood tests is definitely the best way to go, because as someone says that I follow, you're not what you eat, you are what you absorb. And that's so important, because you can be eating the best foods in the world, but maybe you're not absorbing everything correctly. So you need to get blood work to see if it's all working out for you. So within the first month of doing this high protein, low carb diet, I started to see results immediately. And well, not immediately, well, within the first month. And I wasn't really on the scales too much. I was more checking with my favorite clothes, the clothes that I'd been wearing for years and years and years, and some trousers and shirts and things that I was wearing a lot in 2018, 2019. And that was how I was able to measure my progress. And after a few months, I was able to get back into my 2019 clothes. And then it still felt a bit frustrating to be doing so many things and not lose weight, or it's kind of like really have to think about what I was eating, because I remember years ago I was able to eat whatever I wanted, and I was a lot slimmer. I used to weigh about 55 kilos, whereas at my heaviest I was about 70 kilos, whereas now I'm down to about 63 kilos, which is quite a lot. So it's I've lost about 7 kilos of weight, but in terms of body fat, I've lost quite a bit. I was about 36% body fat. I'm going to show you a before and after right now. I'm going to try and I haven't edited the video yet, so I'm going to try and do it here. So at the beginning, I was 36% body fat, 70 kilos, and I had a metabolic age of 50. And then in this next part, I had a metabolic age of 31, weighing about 63 kilos and with about 25% of body fat. So that's a huge improvement. And the way I feel is just so much better. I think my posture's better. I like the way that I can kind of fit in my clothes better. I just feel have a lot more body confidence now. And I'm still not at my target. I'm not far off. I can still wear all the clothes I want to wear. I'm wearing the same size of clothes that I've been wearing most of my adult life, which is wonderful. But I would like to kind of get down to a little bit less body fat, a bit more muscle now, because I'm really focused on strength training at the moment. And that's it. I went to a cardio class yesterday, and I just found it so kind of quite challenging. For me, cardio is kind of a bit of elliptical and walking. That's how I do my cardio. But I really do prefer to focus on things like weights and stuff. I just love doing a strength training workout. Yeah, so that is my weight loss journey. And with the food, obviously now it's Christmas, so I'm kind of relaxing a little bit. But in general, I wouldn't say I was on a diet. I have actually I've actually started to have some new habits. So I'm kind of getting used to now having no starchy carbs in my food in general. I never have any bread. I have protein bread, and I'm able to kind of focus a bit more, have 2-3 sources of protein per meal. And I will share another video about all the things that I am eating, because I'm eating such delicious food, I think. And I've learned so much from my nutritionist, and it's obviously working, but still not at my target yet. But I will be very soon, hopefully, and I'm definitely determined to carry on with everything I'm doing. Also, I wanted to mention I go to the gym every second day, and then so I have one day of my strength workout, which is about an hour. And then on the other days, and every single day, I'm walking everywhere. I haven't been on public transport now for 3 years. So I walk everywhere in Barcelona. So yeah, that's my weight loss journey. And yeah, it just feels so good. Obviously, I'd like to eat as whatever I want, but I don't feel like I'm on a diet. It feels like a lifestyle change. And then I do have a cheat meal here and there. and so that I don't feel that I'm missing out on anything, because food is one of the greatest pleasures in life. And that's it. So what about you? Have you been on a weight loss journey? And if you have had a transformation of this sort, then please don't hesitate to share it with us in the comments section below. And if you have any more ideas for the remaining days of Vlogmas, don't hesitate to contact me at venus@venussahara.org. And I'll be back tomorrow with some more Vlogmas videos. Thanks for watching.